Hi, and welcome to this card presentation, yet another card presentation of one of my newest decks. This time it is also one of my Oracle decks, bought in the same shop, the same store where same shop where I bought the Universal Dragon Oracle. It is the Oracle of Light and Dreams. An interesting thing here also is that the guidebook uses a different picture, and both pictures are from the deck. I have used this deck a few times, so it has been shuffled. It has this very gentle color in the back, and I'm not going to go through them from 1 to the end number card because I have shuffled them and use them. So what I'm going to do now is to shuffle the cards a little bit and see what, how they want to present themselves in which order. But before I do that, I'm going to read just a little bit from the guidebook, from the introduction. These cards are, by the way, created by Scott Howden, and the funny thing, like not like haha funny, but the funny wow that's interesting thing is that shortly after I bought this deck, I randomly noticed a channel on YouTube where this lady, she is presenting one card where she goes into each card and speaks what she sees from it, and then read a little bit from the guidebook with this ease and gentle voice. I will put the link to her channel below this video when it's loaded. For now, I can put it here in the chat because I copied it. So that's it. I'm going to read just a little bit for inspiration, and then I'm going to present the cards. What's happening now? Oh, it was then happening when something pops up. That's I did not ask to pop up. Okay. Welcome to the Oracle of Light and Dreams, featuring inspiring characters who encourage bravery, strength, and wisdom. The deck includes interpret explorers, mermaids, legends of history, fairies, and other magical beings, many of whom are aided and accompanied by their trusty animal companions and familiars. I hope that you get as much pleasure and inspiration out of this card deck as I did in creating it. The wonderful thing about painting is that it provides an opportunity to tell a visual short story of color and emotion that is unique to every viewer. While in this guidebook I have provided a brief interpretation of my thoughts behind the paintings, I hope that each card acts as a portal that opens the space for your own imagination to fill out stories of adventure, discovery, and whimsy. What is left unsaid can be most meaningful. And that makes sense because the only text that is on these cards, besides the number of the card, is what the card is called. Like this one, Shield Maiden, and this one, Toyland, for instance. But now I'm going to present them. How many cards are there? I think it's 40 something. Probably 44. That's no more than 44, 46, 47, 48, maybe a couple of 50 something. 49, I think. 49, if there's not one more. Yeah, 49 cards. 49 cards. So let's get to the presentation. And if I'm going to pull a little card to do a reading afterwards, and if time permits and there's someone watching that would like me to pull a card from this deck for them also, I can do that. So let's get to it. Let us begin. We are going to begin with this card here, Little Owl. And for me, this really represents, yes, nature and having connection with nature and being part of nature. And then we have the chameleon. I hope the camera focus. And cat's whiskers. Also about, you know, seeing who are our peers, where do we belong, and stuff like that. And butterflies, very much about gentleness and transformation by gentleness. At least that's what I see. Of course, this card deck invites you to see your own story in the cards. And we have the dragon's lair here. And as you can see, first time I saw this card, I didn't even see the the grown-up dragon in the back. I only saw this little cute dragon in front that she is holding and showing. Yes. Oh. And then we have Catwoman. Road warriors, and look at that little koala, also having this this helm with motor glasses on it, so it's ready to move on along her side on her journey and adventure to go out, fight for the light maybe, or what they're going to do. And then there's this forget-me-not, and notice the little mouse handing her some flowers. The aviators, also ready to leave for adventure and see things from a higher perspective. Enchanted are here. More butterflies, and there's really for me there's this extreme gentleness about this card. Real extreme gentleness. They're very slippery. Nightingale. So I can put it up here. And for me, this card today is very much about, you know, no matter how small, how small you think you are, and how matter you might not think your opinion matters, but like the nightingale, even though it's a small bird, it doesn't look much, then sing your song, get out there into the world with your message. That is what I get from this. You might get something else. Then we have, I'm not quite sure if I pronounce this right, then we had kitsune maybe, a Japanese fox goddess thing. She has this fox tail, and she can change and transform into a fox, a special kind of fox. I think it's a phoenix fox, not quite sure. And what she represents in the Japanese folklore, I'm not quite sure, but I know this is also about being able to, you think I'm one thing and then I might be something else, so don't take me for granted. I can shift as I please and be whomever I like. And then we have this one that's also in front of the guidebook. She is called Imaginarium, and for me it's like anything is possible with this combination of octopus arms and hair and little horns and these big beautiful roses and combined as accessories. For me it's like anything is possible, no matter who you are and where you are in the world. Then there is this beauty in any sort of situation. There is beauty in every person. So please don't judge and think that maybe she's a monster, someone else is a monster, because look how she tends to those flowers. Look how that sort of lights her up. And then we have the sea glass. See if I can make it a little bit clearer, maybe. bit difficult maybe, with this mermaid gathering things that are important to her, and then she wants to save what she thinks has value here in life. And Angel, we have Angel, the card Angel. And also one of my favorites here, Feathers, with also an owl here. And for me, this card, in a way, it seems earthbound, but also, you know, like connecting earth with the sky, because she takes some owl feathers and put them behind her ear, so they sort of, she becomes as wise as the owl, while she has these earthy colors about her. So for me, it's both, you know, the air and the earth combined. So combining the practical things with the ideas and making ideas come into life in a practical sense. So, and Thistle, we have Thistle here. I love the art, and they're very gentle. And Fields of Gold. Fields of Gold, for me, this is really much with all those poppies and wheat and stuff. It's really about that, the abundance and the plenty that there are here in life, and it's only for us to see and reach out and, you know, and take it, not take it and rip it all, but, you know, there is enough for all as we just open our eyes and see the beauty, the abundance of beauty, and the abundance in life, all in all. And then we have here another take of the Red Riding Hood, where she actually is friends with the wolves. And we also have an owl. For me, it's for me, this is about becoming of age, and connect with your inner strength, connect with nature, connect with the wisdom. We also have the owl, sort of becoming of age and stepping into new adventures, you know. Yes. And then we have Toyland, very much about the innocence of childhood before the world gets difficult. And also, of course, for me, also very much taking care of your inner child, and making sure that your inner child feels happy and taken care of. Because this way you too will heal and grow. Sorry, just having a sip of water. And the Shield Maiden. I sort of think of some of the in the Norse mythology. I think about the Valkyries, but I also think about the Norse goddess Freya, and I think about the Vikings, and I think about being independent and being able to take care of yourself, and think about being strong within your feminine power. That's what I think about when I see this card. And then we have another owl, and this time it's called Moonflight. And it's really that there is no limit. It's about, for me today, this can be different things in different situations, but for me I see that there is no limit, that the only limit there is the ones you set. But with the full moon in the back and the flight, it's also about finding the answers within, and not being afraid of exploring both inwards and out in the world. It's sort of both, you know. And then we have Magnolias, and I find this card is very dreamy, has this very dreamy essence about it. So for me, this card is sort of a two-sided card. It holds sort of a warning about not dream your life away and not acting. Instead of, it's nothing wrong with dreaming, but it's also about doing something so those dreams can be put into fruition. So, and this Magnolia is, I find that she's like maybe having a bit of difficult time coming out of the dream, but it can also be the positive side of it, where you take your time to enjoy and daydream a little bit before you move on with all the practical stuff. So, take your time and allow yourself to step into this feeling of a dream state. And also, when you are in a dream state, you can also be more open to other kinds and different kinds of answers that you seek if you're seeking answers. So there are several layers in this card also. And then we have the Kingfisher. The Kingfisher. And she is flying, this little fairy, she's flying on a kingfisher, but they are resting right now. They are resting. It's like they either just landed or they are getting ready to move on after they have rested. Because no matter when you travel, no matter how you're exploring and how much you're exploring, then it's also important to take time to rest, to take time to recharge before you move on in your adventures, in your life, in your studies, in your explorations, whatever it is. I'm really dry in my mouth today. Sorry. It's also been a busy morning and a busy pre-noon. We have been celebrating the teen of the house. She turned 18 today, so we're having some cake this morning, not in the morning, but before. And she's now out for lunch with her mother, and in the evening she's going out with some of her friends, bowling and having dinner and bowling, and going on a bar for a drink or two afterwards. And she's going to get back sort of late, and having one of her friends, she's coming back with her. So yes, and my husband, he's out being referee at a soccer game. So yes, so I have a couple of hours now to myself, and a few of them, and some of that time I have decided to show you these cards, because that is also part of what I do, that I like to do, is to, yes, work with the cards, show the cards, be here sharing with you. Yes, if you have time to watch all the cards first, then yes, I am. Then I'm open to pull a card for you also. But now we have the Descendants card with the dinosaur, and for me, this is like, remember where we come from. That we're not just someone that has come in poof like this, been placed on it. We too have been here longer than we think, and we connect backwards through our DNA, through our timelines and stuff like that. And that's important to remember, that we are connected way further back than we normally go and think about in daily life. And then we have the Moonstruck, and you can see the moon here is the one used for the back of the cards. And I feel sort of sadness here, gentleness, but also a sadness, like that. Yes, there is this connection, that this deep feel connection, but I also sense some sort of sadness. At least today I do. Maybe not next time. That's the thing, that the creator of this card has made short stories for us to step into and see how they speak to us for the time. And then we have I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, the Unseelie Throne. The Unseelie Throne. And I find this lady here, I find in this card, it's like, yes, I have my place, I find my place, I work for it, I am strong, I'm independent, and I know my worth. But there's also a lot of unseen things here. So I decide what to show and what not to show, because this is my life. That is how I perceive this card. And then we have the Woodland. Also very much about connection to nature. And the daydreaming, about taking breaks also, and taking time to rest. And then we have the crescent moon, and look how she is taking care of this little piece of land, this little island. So this is very much about nurturing yourself and nurturing, taking care of nature, and acknowledge the connection that we are connected in ways that we cannot survive without the nature, and we are part of nature. So it's important that we take care of it and nurture that. And then we have the shadow with the raven and little wings. And today I see this as small, as being open to the messages coming in, and noticing the little things also, and being open to that instead of just staying in your own little bubble. And the silky, where she has this mermaid has this seal as a friend, very nice, very warm card. And the winter solstice, where it's also time to take, move in a little bit, and so we can recharge and be ready for when the lights come back and the flowers comes back. She still wears some of the summer within her, even though this is the midwinter. So yes, and the seabed, that also reminds us that it's really important that we remember, especially in busy lives, to take time to rest, so we can nurture ourselves and recharge ourselves. And the dragon keeper, it's not that she's keeping it like in a cage or so, but it's like she's taking care of the dragons. She's tending to them and making sure that they are taken care of in ways, and maybe help hide them for the ones that wants to hurt them. And then he's just called Red. And there's a red robin, and a red squirrel. And I sense some sort of determination here. And for me, it's really much about, okay, where are we going from here? What are we going to do next? And then set that goal and go for it. And that we are not alone in that. And then Joan of Arc, also about being determined and going for what you think. And the peony, and I really find really many different stories in this card, so I'm just going to let it be here and let you find your own story in it. And the two hearts, one of my favorites, that really speaks very much about the heart energy. We have this little leopard cub, I think it's a leopard, maybe a cheetah, I'm not quite sure, and the two hearts, and all that the heart's energy is so strong, and we're connected through our hearts, all of us. And then we have the Kingfisher 2, and Puppy, and the Pumpkin Patch, and Snail Rider. And it's something like that easy does it. So the important thing that we move towards our goals, but we do not rush towards it, because it's important that we notice what's our surroundings and how we get there. It's also very important. And then we have the silver birch. Yet another owl. And unicorn. This is really reminding us that of the magic of life, of the magic of existence, and that all we have to do is to open our eyes and our minds and our hearts, especially our hearts, to it, and then there's the magic all around us and within us, and we can create whatever we like. And the bluebird here is also, see how she blossoms, she sent out blossoms, she is creating, she is life. And she's holding this nest with bluebirds' eggs. The bluebird sitting in the branches, in the crown of her hair. So this is for me very much about creation and also manifesting and getting your wishes, because yes, your new life and new creation. And here we have the phoenix fox. The phoenix fox. And the close encounters, also very much about being open to new adventures, and being open to see people and other beings for what they are, and interact. So I'm not quite sure how, that was all the cards. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to pronounce your name, so please forgive me for not saying it right. Sheila, something like that. I'm going to shuffle the cards and pull a card for you and see what I get from it. And then again, it's little paintings inviting you in to get your own story, to get your own answers also. So they work in a different way than many of my other cards. I find them very useful when I use them as supplements. Supplements, there's something you're eating or drinking, but for extra cards for reading or setting the energy or something like that. Let's see. Yes, let's see. No. Okay. You got the Aviator's card. And for me, that's sort of a combination of new adventures, but also very much because it's, the aviator that's up in the air. So it's about, being able to see it all from above. And through that, seeing it all from above, especially when things are a little bit, this is maybe too much, or what I'm going to do now, or what is my next step, then, being open to spread your wings, and take the next steps, see it a little bit from above to see, okay, what direction, and soar above the situation, if there's a situation that can be a problem or something like that, then soar about that, and then if it's too much, then move yourself to a different pasture, so to speak, to different layers of air. This card is very much also for me now, this is very much about freedom. Yeah, so this is about finding ways to so when you feel stuck in your life, then finding ways either to feel unstuck or to get yourself unstuck. And they are asking of you to, this card for me is speaking about, it's very important to see the situation or where you are, sort of, raise yourself above it. And there was the extra card also, Angel, also with wings, but also with a sword. So for me, if you also sort of ask for help in seeing the solutions, it can be your guardian angel, it can be your helpers, it can be, if you are into angels, like in angels, then if you have some certain sort of angels, then ask your angels, or just send that wish for help out. Because this angel, she has a sword, so she can cut through all this excuse my French, BS or the BS that helps keep you feel trapped. To see, okay, what can you do something about, and what can you not in the practical world, and the things you can do something about, then do that, and you know, and sort of remove yourself as much as possible, put yourself above the situation instead of getting more dragged into it, then above it, so you can see the solutions. So the first way to see solutions is to feel that you are not stuck, because there is always some way out, at least one in some way. And if you can't see it, then the first thing to do is to find the calmness within, find your inner strength. And when you have your calmness, for instance, by just breathing and feeling the ground and connecting up above, and centering your heart to find your calmness, whatever way you do it, then you can begin lifting yourself from whatever situation that makes you feel stuck, and little by little change those situations, or see the solutions that will work for you. Because there's always something we can do. Yes, I think that's about it from these cards for that. Then I'm going to pull a card just for all of us. Whoop. It flew down. Was it that one? No, it's for me afterwards. Okay. Landed on the floor. We got the chameleon card. And today I really feel it's two-sided. The one side that you're welcome. I hope it will help you along the way. Maybe this card also can be of some inspiration. But I feel it's two-sided today. At one point, we are the chameleon that, do what it takes to fit in. And that, of course, can be fine to a certain point. But also, if we fit in too much, then we can put ourselves too much in the background. So we sort of disappear. So we are no longer us. Of course we are us, but we are not expressing the person we are. We're not expressing what we are. So we can be too much of a chameleon, blending too much in, hiding ourselves, who we truly are. That's one side that it's, please be aware of not doing that. The other side here is that we are able to adapt to any circumstances. That's the more positive side of this card, that we are able to adapt to any circumstances, so we can handle anything that comes towards us. Because adapting is not necessarily camouflaging ourselves. We cannot be seen. Well, sometimes a little bit of a time, to keep a low profile, that can be necessary. But otherwise, that we can adapt to our surroundings, can adapt to what is coming at us, so we can handle the situation in the best possible way for the time being and for the situation at hand. That is what I'm getting. And I'm thinking, Sheila, that this card also, that you can also take some advice from this card and adding to what I got especially for you. I think that. And this is for all of us. I think that's it. Oh, I'm a little bit stiff in it. Haven't been sleeping so much these last couple of nights. But okay, then I got out while the weather was nice and quiet, and I saw ducklings one day and the coots another day. Today, for instance, saw the coots, and it's, I have them in a little video. I think that's it. Yes, I think that's it. So thank you for popping in, and I hope you can use the cards for inspiration. And I hope, yes, the guidebooks look like this, and the card deck look like this, Oracle of Dreams. And I'm going to, yes, the link I put in here, I'm going to put below the video also when it's finished after the live. And yes, and it's by Scott Howden. I'm probably going to write that down too also. Anyway, thank you very much for participating, and thank you very much for watching when you are watching this. And I hope that you will find some inspiration from some of the cards. If there were one or two or more of the cards that you felt, wow, what was that? Then you can pause the video and stop. And for each, there's a little quote in the. I can read the quote from the chameleon card here. It says, "Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change." You know, your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. So it's about being able to adapt to any situation instead of camouflaging yourself and hiding. It's about adapting instead of hiding. Okay? So I think that's it. Yes. So bye for now, and catch you in another. Yeah, catch you on Monday. Monday live. I'll be back Monday live earlier in the day than this, hopefully. So catch you. Bye.